This is so much harder by myself. It's so weird. I need a co-host. So, how are you doing? Good. I'm doing all right. What's up, guys? Brandon Rahe here, coming at you from Go headquarters with another weekly podcast. What I want to bring to the table today is adversity. And why do we dread and avoid adversity at all costs in most walks of our life? Well, obvious reasons, right? We love the easy path. Anything that we do, it makes a lot more sense to just go the easy route. And most of us are going to choose this in any walk of life. I'm going to obviously cater this topic today with regards to fitness, I think, and nutrition and health. But you can definitely apply this to business and family and relationships and everything. You know, it's fun doing things we're already good at. We can maybe show off a little bit. We don't have that learning curve. We don't have these learning barriers to kind of battle against. And, you know, it just feels intrinsically easier. So therefore, it's more fun. So why do we dread adversity? Like, why don't we do these things? Obviously, there's a lot of benefits to adversity. There's a lot of growing pains and things that we go through to get the benefits from adversity. But you know, what are some of these pros and cons to confronting adversity? Well, let's go through a list, right? So some of the pros to confronting adversity. Well, it's going to strengthen our willpower. Anytime we're tackling, maybe it's a new area of our life or an area of our life that we are just struggling to make progress in, it's typically going to take a lot of willpower to go through the steps to get past some of those little hurdles and obstacles to get to a certain point where we feel content and we feel more proficient in that area. So every time let's say we're trying to get rid of processed food, right? Every meal that you are successful in that's an opportunity to strengthen your willpower. You're going to relapse, you're going to default and eat some processed food here and there, but every time you actually achieve that and you avoid it, we just strengthen our willpower a little bit in that moment. So that's obviously going to be one of the pros. And as we have more willpower, that can then be carried over into other walks of our life. We're also going to be forced to learn and grow in different areas. So anytime we learn a new skill or are tackling a new category in our life, we've got this learning curve and this timeline of learning, and that forces us to grow as an individual in many ways. Obviously, our brain is learning new things. We're venturing into new parts of our own personality and character that maybe were a little bit untapped previously. So that's a huge advantage. And also, we are finding our limits, our personal limits. If we never test ourselves in areas we aren't automatically proficient at, we don't know our real capabilities. I don't think it is untested. So if we just stay in our comfort zone, I don't think we know what we're capable of. And we could talk about a million examples of this, that if they hadn't stepped outside their comfort zone and gone into this new sport or new endeavor, we don't know what they would have ever been or if we would know these people's names. So, you know, what area of your life is untested, and do you feel that you know your true limits for anything? You know, do you know how far you can run or how much weight you can lift or how lean you can get your body fat? Like, do you actually know this stuff? Do you feel you've reached your true potential? If not, you probably haven't faced enough adversity in those areas to find that out. So it makes sense you don't know those limits. So those are some of the pros. What are some of the cons to confronting adversity in any walk of our life? Well, like I mentioned before, it's not fun. This isn't going to be butterflies and rainbows and cupcakes going through these motions. You're probably going to deal with some frustration and emotional agitation while you're going through these steps, and that's definitely to be expected. So again, if you aren't dealing with some of those things, then you're probably staying in your comfort zone a little too often. We're also forced to confront our weaknesses and vulnerabilities, probably in front of other people. That's definitely not fun, right? Like I said earlier, we maybe almost want to be able to like show off on things we can do well. So it's not fun to struggle on anything in life. So it's maybe clear why we avoid some of these moments. In an athletic environment, and we're dealing with maybe coaches and trainers or friends in fitness, we don't want to look weak and vulnerable in front of these people that are friends. Like, we want these people to look up to us in some way or admire us, like, oh, look how far you can run, or look how fast you are, or look how heavy you can lift. But when you're maybe straggling behind in a run, like that's not fun until you can keep up with the group. So those are some of the cons, right? All very uncomfortable, and I think we can all think of examples in our own minds of what areas of our life that would apply to. So we've got pros, we've got cons to dealing with adversity. What I want to leave you guys with is basically a tip for practicing how to overcome and how to confront some of the adversity that you're going to hopefully deal with in your life. And this comes down to goal setting. So let's say we pick a goal. I'm going to say run a marathon. Immediately you're thinking, I'm terrible at running, it hurts my knees, I'm too heavy, I hate to run in general, blah, blah, blah. So we're overwhelmed with all of this adversity because we're thinking about a marathon, we're thinking about 26.2 miles. Well, we're gonna now blow that up into a longer timeline of something far more reasonable. Let's say 2 years, something really long. And start with something like a 5K, which is only 3 miles, right? Just over 3, as opposed to thinking about 26. And we want to answer the question first, can I run 3 miles? Well, let's confront that, right? That's adversity in itself. Maybe we haven't even done that yet. So we've got to break down just these little barriers at a time, build up the willpower to train, to lace up our shoes every day and get out the door and hit the pavement and conquer that 3-mile goal first. But as our willpower builds, we've got this momentum on our side to then do another training run and another run, maybe eat a little cleaner, and all of this starts snowballing into the fact that, hey, maybe we're running 10 miles in 15, and eventually we're at that 26 miles that at first seemed insurmountable. So that's my main tip and take-home message is, as with any big goal, set up a system of short-term goals to get you to that longer-term goal that seems far more achievable. So that's it. Don't be scared to face some adversity. You know, conquer your fears, get out there, try some stuff that you're nervous about, and find your true limitations. So if you have any questions about goal setting, obviously get with your trainer here at Go Headquarters. We'll help you out, and we want to make you the best version of you. See you next time.